Yo, people. Hope everyone is good and had a blessed weekend. Glad to be back. Good weekend of action in the Prem, actually. Plenty to talk about for us. So, yeah, man, let me introduce the guys as always. What are you saying, Jalil?
Yeah, man, all good, man, all good. Arsenal won. A few people will be surprised that John's on the show today, but he's here to represent. I'm playing. But that's all good, man. It's all good, man. Hope you boys are well, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, man, no, 100%. And yeah, Rash, what are you telling me?
Alhamdulillah, man. Happy to be here. Monday. Let's get it on.
Yeah, man, yeah. Obviously, Jalil touching on the Arsenal got a good win away at Burnley at the weekend, 1-0. I think Rash, you called it 1-0, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You called it 1-0. I think Jalil, you went 2-0, right?
I think I said like 3-0.
You both predicted a clean sheet in it, so yeah, you didn't usually get that with Arsenal. Big up Jeff in the building, just jumping in.
Yo, lads, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Jeff?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, man. So yeah, but I think obviously the right place to start is probably the United game against West Ham. Very good game of football. I thought West Ham played very well. I feel like if they had Mikel Antonio, they might have got something out of the game. They were just lacking a little bit up top, I felt. Vlasic's trying, he just wasn't. He wasn't that great, but yeah, United coming from behind, Ronaldo scoring again. A few questionable penalties as well, where he tried to dive for a couple, and then obviously, the last minute, the Lingard strike top bins against West Ham, and then obviously De Gea 94th minute penalty save when Mark Noble thought he could stroll on the pitch and no warm up and things. So what are you saying, Jalil, about that game?
Man, like Mark Noble should have come on and been the West Ham hero there. Do you get what I'm saying? But no, man, I think it's good, man. Watching the game yesterday just shows you what football's about. I think Ronaldo coming back to United kind of sparks things up again for that conversation with Messi and stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff about Messi, which is very unfair, but it does give you a bit to talk about. Do you know what I mean? So it's good for football, him coming back and then Messi being there. I think in the Champions League, Messi's got PSG's got City's coming up. Yeah, that's good. That's good for football, man. We get to see him in the Prem, so to say. But regardless, man, CR7 at United is quite. It is good to watch if you're a fan of football. You have to say that, whether you want them to flop or not, regardless of what's going to happen, man. I agree with you. I think West Ham had a good game as well. 110%. I think they would have got more out of the game if Mikel was there, though, man. They were lacking that. Maybe if Lingard was there as well, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? So it's all a bit crazy. But yeah, man, it was a good game to watch, man. I really enjoyed it, man. It was good to watch. It's weird to say, with Fred and McTominay in the middle, I feel like they're still lacking in the middle. Because I don't rate them, but they're doing a good enough job. Do you get what I'm saying? Like in terms of breaking down play and stuff. But the passes and that, the decision making is not really there. So United for me they're still lacking something, man. Matip, I don't think can still do it if that makes sense. But other than that, yeah, it was good, man. It's good to see Luke Shaw get forward, up and down the pitch, bombing it like a left back should be doing. If you know what I'm saying. That's enough big left, right and centre. But it was good to see Varane play, Maguire. Yeah, they did well. And De Gea, man, saving that penalty shot from man like Noble, man, the West Ham guy, the East London's finest, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a bit of shame because that would have been perfect, man. That would have been a good game of football 2-2. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. Having said that, I'm not sure of my predictions. I think my predictions was 3-1, so I wasn't far off from a goal. But I still feel like if United win the league, it will be down to luck, a lot of luck as well, man. Because they're lacking stuff, man. They're lacking a lot of stuff. But they have got a few good super subs, as you saw from Lingard, and they can bring on players who can make an impact. We're still yet to see Rashford. I'm not sure if he came on. Martial, I'm not sure if he's about as well. And even Sancho, man. So they've got firepower, man, at the end of the day. But yeah, I won't say too much, man. I assume we're doing player ratings on United today. Yeah, so I'll save it for individuals, man. But it was a good game to watch, man. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think if West Ham had Antonio, I think they could have caused a few more problems. I thought Maguire was a bit shaky at times yesterday, but he wasn't tested often. And yeah, I thought Pogba was a bit isolated on the left. He played well first half, but second half he didn't really get the ball at all. You guys having that feedback as well? Yeah, where's that coming from? Wait, it can't come from mine, but okay, yeah, cool.
It's come from Jalil's.
Oh, okay, cool. Rash, like on the game, obviously, Mark Noble tried to come on, try to be the hero. You know what I'm saying? I can't get over that. The way he strolled on like a top geezer. Like he probably thought he was gonna nail it. I understand why I guess they did it. I heard they missed something like 4 of their last 5 penalties. And he scored his last 10 in a row. So I understand it, but like when you saw him coming on, no warm up, what did you think? I mean, you thought, yeah, he's bagging this, he's got this, or you thinking, what are they doing?
Look, man, like I don't really agree with the people coming off of the bench to take penalties, like because we've seen it doesn't go down well. Like even in the Euros, we saw what happened. I mean, and them guys was on the pitch longer than Noble was. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, obviously the manager knows what he's doing, he knows why he's doing it. You can understand why he did it, but it wasn't the right thing to do. Yeah, give it to some of the players that are already warm in the game, feel like they got something to prove because they've been battling for it. So, you know what I mean? There's more on their shoulders to get it in because they want to. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Rather than, I better get in because I've just come on. That's nerves. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's different. That's a different type of emotion. So, me personally, I'm not for all that, but they did it. It messed up. It was a great save by De Gea. Is at a good height for him to save it as well. But the fact that it was hit nicely from Noble. It wasn't a crap pen, you know. So it was hit nicely, and it was the speed that from De Gea realizing that it was going that direction and being able to get across, which got me, because he's not really good at saving penalties. Like I think he doesn't save penalties. Like so.
First one since 2016.
Well, there you go. Yeah, wow. So like that's a long time, and them men had their penalties against them. Yeah, so it was a really good save for him. It coming out stretched with 2 hands, 1 hand low, 1 hand high was the trick, and it done it. The high hand got it. So yeah, it was good. He saved the day at the end of the day. But my thing is, it's not really too bad, but Varane ain't really having the best of starts for United. Like he's looking good and comfortable when he's on the pitch, but I think like that 3 goals have gone in because of him, and I know that I think that deflection came off him, didn't it? Yeah. So that going into the goal, obviously he can't do too much about that, but having that off the back of that, the other game, him having a little mistake, and you know the team conceding a goal from that, and you know what I mean, a few little missed passes here and there that he's done that's put them under pressure. Me, if I was him, like I'd be kind of thinking, okay, there's a chance that I might not be starting the next game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's another thing that I think that is going over a lot of people's heads. But the game, it wasn't a highly entertaining game. Ronaldo done what he's supposed to. Like Ronaldo is sick. His movement is sick. Like it's just top notch. Like even like when the ball came in, the way that he just all of a sudden got in front of the defender that thought he had him behind him, and then be able to hit it the way that he did, and be there for the rebound straight away. Like he's just the most active on the pitch in that area. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think United having Cristiano Ronaldo in the team is going to be the thing that gets them through games, because when they play average, which I believe they played, he's the one that's going to, regardless, going to pop up and score some goals for them, and that's what they kind of need, because Rashford kind of dried up for a while, Martial's been dry for a while, like Cavani's been doing it, but where is he? Nobody knows. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And the only
he's not back. No, he's not back.
No. And then there's Greenwood, who's a slinger. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But he doesn't get much time to get the opportunities to do it. So yeah, Ronaldo's doing his bits as well. Like you were saying, Pogba was kind of isolated out there on the left because they was teaming up on him. But yeah, I thought West Ham played a good game. Yeah, got the win, innit?
Yeah. I think that's kind of how United have been, to be honest. You know, away to Southampton, they could have lost. Away to Wolves, they could have lost by one. Yesterday, could have drawn by one. So they're definitely not being as convincing as like Chelsea, who we're going to talk about soon. I was going to say City, but they had a bit of a setback in Southampton, which was interesting actually. And obviously Liverpool, would that be convincing so far as well? Another 3-0 win. Big up KD in the building saying Sancho's on fraud watch right now. Yeah, everyone's looking at Sancho very closely. You don't get no time these days. Big up YL saying your boy is back in the building, safely back from Anfield. Yeah, he did go. Big win considering 3 of the back 4 were out. Yeah, I mean, very, very good win for Liverpool. We'll touch on them later as well. But yeah, very good win. And Mane, 100 goals for Liverpool, which so soon after Salah got 100 Prem goals. Again, it just shows, you know, they are Liverpool's goal scorers, them too. And they're doing it. They're doing the business. But yeah, Jeff, man, obviously we've spoken a little bit about the penalty nonsense that went on at the end. But yeah, just before we get on to player ratings, just any words on United? Like I said, I don't feel like they look as convincing as the rest of the top 4, but they're getting through. Like, what do you think is missing when you watch them?
A deep lying, confident playmaker or someone who can dictate play. Fred and McTominay just ain't it for that. Like, they can't do it. That's not their game. I've actually thought Declan Rice was really, really good in there. Like, I think he played really well. Souček wasn't all that yesterday, but Declan Rice was really, really good. He was kind of winning that midfield battle against him for me. Like, Fred and McTominay, like, of course, like, if you try out 10 times, it might work 3 or 4 times, but that's not enough for a team that probably wants to be going for the title this year. So they need something else. I don't know why Van der Beek isn't tried there. He must not be trusted at all. So we'll leave that where it is. But I don't know. I'm confused at how Fred still plays. You can win the ball as much as you want, but if you give it away again, like, it's counterproductive. That don't really make sense. But yeah, I think it's just more of the same from United. Like, we've seen this movie before. Like, we saw this last year, where individual moments of brilliance win them games. Like, they weren't good. Like, it was a pretty flat performance, if I'm honest. Like, Bruno didn't have his best game. He was trying, but it wasn't coming off.
He always tries, yeah.
Ronaldo is just Ronaldo, like, he's going to score. But performance-wise, it wasn't great, but he gave Zuma a torrid time just with movement. Is every 1 minute he's next to Zuma, next minute he's on the other side. Zuma didn't know what to do with him. And he got his goal. But yeah, all in all, wasn't a greatest display, but that don't matter, I guess, because it's another 3 points. So that's all that matters. But I guess that's why I say that I think they'll probably like finish third, because that can work for a portion of the season, but you're going to need more than just individual moments of brilliance at times, because Bruno and Ronaldo and Greenwood and whoever else can't just rescue games all season. Like, it can't happen all season. It might happen for the majority, but that's why I think teams like City and Chelsea have the edge, because they've got firepower, they've got depth, and yeah, they've got the players to go for a 60-game season. Whereas I think even if United put the points on the board now, like the Fred and McTominay thing, if it hits like a January, February thing, and they're still mainstays and starting, that's just going to become like apparent that they're not the players. It should be apparent now, but
I think, to be honest, I think everyone knows. For me, if United had a proper deep line playmaker and still a proper manager, I think they'd be right up there. I think
it's a possibility.
I still think they don't really play with any style of play. And look at them now, and I think they've just very, very quickly become Ronaldo-centric in terms of just get the ball wide and whip it into him. Just find him as soon as you can. That looks like the tactic to me. And yeah, so it'll be interesting. Like you said, individual moments have been carrying them. They will carry them for most of the season, but when you play against the big boys, especially Chelsea, then yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough. But 4 wins out of 5, a draw away from home at Southampton. It's a good start to the season. You can't take that away from them. So let's do some quick player ranks for them. Jalil, what are you giving David De Gea?
I'm in the region of 7 and 8. I can't really give an 8. It's 7.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. Rash Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, all right. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, 6. I agree with that. Varane, Jeff.
Probably say a 6. It wasn't bad at all. I think Maguire's was the shaky one out of those two.
Yeah, 100%. And getting on to Maguire, Jalil, what are you giving him?
A 6.
Yeah, I mean, they got a clean sheet. They didn't even get a clean sheet.
They didn't get a clean sheet. I'll explain why. Maguire kind of, for me, done what he had to do. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Let's relate it to the weekend. There was a MMA fight, Bounce versus Arms, right? And what you're expecting was a knockout or something. Maguire was that fight, if that makes sense. He does what needs to be done in his way. He still gets the job done. And I see what people are saying, but that's the reason why I had to give him a 6. I can't give him an average. He was above average for me.
All right, cool. 6. I'm not mad at 6. Rash, Luke Shaw.
Rash loves my analogies, man. I had to bring something up to make you understand because when I give people ratings, I've got to explain it in a different way so other people can kind of understand sometimes. So
yes, Luke Shaw. Yeah, an okay game.
Yeah,
give him a 6 as well.
Yeah, I think the back 4 6s is pretty standard. Jeff, your boy Fred.
Probably go over 5. Like, he wasn't completely dreadful, but it's just like it's more the same, innit? Like, you win the ball 100 times, but then you give it away. Like, it just kind of balances out your game. Like, your defensive side is probably a 6 or a 7, but your attacking side is probably a 4, so a 5 probably balances out well.
That is such a description.
Yeah,
it wasn't completely dreadful.
Yeah, it's just like just bog standard, isn't it? Really, like
yeah. What about McTominay, Jalil? I thought he was a little bit better than Fred. A little bit.
Yeah, he was. I guess we can get. I guess he can hold a 6 and all. To be fair, would have liked to see a bit more from the guy, man. Especially someone who people don't understand why, but especially from a guy who rates him, don't rate him, but who sees something in him and potential in the kid. I would like to see a bit more. So I'll say he was above average yesterday, 100%.
Okay, 6 for McTominay. Rash, Bruno.
I think Bruno had an alright game. I think he played bad at all. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I think he did get it. He whipped in the ball for Ronaldo's goal. And second half, I thought he was actually quite decent. He kept the ball well, picked up his game. First half, I feel like he was trying to force it too much, but that's Bruno sometimes.
That's what he does. Yeah,
that's what he does. But he played within the game second half, which was good. I like to see him do that a bit more often. Just play it simple. He's actually very good at first time passes. So yeah.
Just on Bruno quickly before Jeff comes back, because I think he's got the next pick. But on Bruno, he's a bit annoying to watch. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. The thing about me is like, I like people that play football and then deal with it. Like all these little nips and stuff, he always moans to the ref. Like he expects the world to be given to him. Don't know if you don't see it as well. It's a bit annoying. Like, you know, if he gets tackled and it was a good tackle and someone kind of touches him as well, he'll be like, that should be a foul. Or he expects stuff all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just me.
Bruno, that's a bit of Bruno. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's got that in his game for sure. I just don't think you're ever going to take that out of him. You just have to accept where he is, isn't it? And I guess he's one of those players. Maybe if he was playing for your team, you don't mind it, and if
I'd hate it. Alexis used to do it and all, bruv. Like he used to moan all the time and stuff, like blame other people for something that he could have got to. He could have got to the ball, was a bit overweighted or something, stuff like that. I just gets on my nerves. That's just me, anyway.
Yeah, no, Bruno. Yeah. Jeff, what are you saying? Pogba left.
Can't decide between a 5 or a 6. Maybe I'll say a 6. It wasn't his finest performance, but again, it wasn't terrible. Like, just was below the standards we've seen this season, I guess.
Yeah, I think 6 is fair. He had a good first half and then disappeared a bit second half, which is why I think he probably got taken off in the end for Lingard. And then Greenwood,
Greenwood. Good link-up play. Active, running about and that. Didn't really do much other than that. To be fair, do we give him a standard? Like, was he standard? Could we have seen a bit more? Yeah, I'm giving him a 5, man.
5 for Greenwood.
I want to see more. Maybe it's a bit unfair, man, because he's been so good, man, the first couple of games, and he's been 7 and 8. Do you know what I mean? Getting a goal and all that jazz. But unfortunately for the kid, man, it wasn't working for him yesterday, man. So yeah, 5. It was standard, man. No disrespect there.
Nah, no worries. 5 for Greenwood, and last but not least, Rash CR7.
I give him an 8. Give him an 8. Got the goal. He got his goal. He had a couple chances. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, he knows how to create that space and run into. I just like watching his movement, because the way he just tricks a defender to think that he's going one way, or makes a defender feel calm that he's got him, but he hasn't got him. Do you know what I mean? So, I would have gave him more. I think we're getting a very different Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, like, the last one that came was quite explosive. Do you know what I'm trying to say? As soon as he touches the ball, you think something's going to happen, but obviously, age is a key factor in what's going on right now. So I just like the way he judges his actions and what he should do, what he should go for. Like, he dictates the game on the pitch by telling people what to do. You know what I mean? It will come off and carry on. I think he had an okay game. He does what he's supposed to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with Ronaldo, it's quite fascinating to watch just how much his game has changed. It's like you never think this is the same winger that used to bat it up or do too many tricks when he was young. Now you're literally seeing an out-and-out poacher at the highest level of poaching. And his movement is A1. I just think he needs to stop diving, because that's.
Wait, do you don't think any of them were penalties?
No, the last one was a pen. I just think he didn't need to anticipate the drop. Zuma was taking him out regardless. Because Zuma got nowhere near the ball. But the Zuma one was definitely a pen, though.
I think 2 of them were.
Yeah, I know the one with Kufau could have been a pen as well.
Yeah, I think 2, because he had 3 incidents, right?
Yeah.
1 maybe wasn't enough contact, but there's a case for that one too. But I think it's probably just his old reputation coming back to bite him, innit? Because when you throw yourself like that and people have seen you for years do it and get away with certain stuff, they might be like, bro, no, it's not a pen. But they really were. 2 of them were.
Yeah, but you can see definitely this season that the referees are being a lot lighter on calls, in the sense that they're not just giving away things just for anything.
Listen, some referees are saying, bro, you can take him out. It's not a foul. Basically,
literally,
in some games, I've been watching like the way they're letting the game flow. Even sometimes I'm thinking, oh, that was a bit of a foul. Still, like, I'm thinking that was a foul. Like, do you know what I mean? But they're letting the game flow more. But I don't know. Like, I think because of the complaints that happened like last season, because of how VAR was kind of the referee, I think they've swung it back the other way. But I think they may have done it a little bit too far as well, man. Because like, there's some things that were like definitely pens and definitely fouls, and I'm just like, yo, do you know what I mean?
Nah.
I think they're always wrong, man.
You know, one thing that they need to pattern up is the offside ones where you stand in front of the keeper. Because I think Leicester got robbed of at least one goal yesterday against Brighton, where I think Ndidi scored a perfectly good header, and they tried to say Harvey Barnes was in the eye line of the Brighton keeper, but he wasn't.
No, but you know why he was interfering with play? Because he made the reason why is because he made the movement towards the keeper first and then move out of the way. So he's involved in the action. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Even by the time when the ball comes near the keeper, he's out of the way.
Yeah.
He's involved in that because his initial movements was what the keeper picked up first. You know what I'm trying to say? Which could have distracted him out. Even though I don't think it was a goal anyway. But I understand both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, but what are we saying anyway, obviously, because Brighton did beat Leicester 2-1. So if we just talk about that quickly, I think Leicester have the same points as Arsenal after 5 games, which is funny how that's happened. They've lost 3 out of 5, and no one's really talking about them. Brighton are over there in 3rd place in the table. What are you man saying? Like, if I said to you guys, Arteta's getting sacked tomorrow and Graham Potter's replacing him, you guys think that's an upgrade? I'll take that. I can't lie. I'll take Graham Potter. I can't lie. I would. What are you man saying?
What's the point? What's the point? It's just what's the point? You might as well just say, I might as well just wait till someone's available.
Man, don't rate him. I think he's a decent manager, you know.
Yes, but he'll be another scapegoat.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's all that's gonna happen. Like, until Arsenal fans get like what they consider a top manager, even he doesn't have long. I don't think. Like, I don't think anyone is gonna really get more longer than 2 years to implement their style. If it gets there and Arsenal fans are unhappy, it'll be Potter out, it'll be Wenger out, it'll be Conte out, it'll be Arteta out, it'll be Emery out, it'll be everyone out.
They need to do that owner changeover, man. Conkin he needs to sell. If those sheikhs offer him a substantial amount, because they can offer him a substantial amount, you will take it. He'll take it. Just to see what they're offering, isn't it?
Yeah, saying Bouncer was.
Oh, look what you started, Jalil.
Video, tears in my eyes. Hey, big up Kozak in the building. An 8, too generous. 9 for me. Wait, too generous? What are you saying? 9. Big up the lads. Hit the likes and subscribe. Yeah, big up Kozak, man. Go follow him on Twitter, man. Go follow him on Twitter. Still, big him up. Graham Potter is a good manager and it's perfect for Arsenal. However, they'll need to get rid of Edu too. That's true. Edu does need to go. I think maybe Arsenal's one step too soon for Potter, but I actually wouldn't mind seeing him as England manager because I think Southgate's useless and I think Potter could do something with the England players in terms of actually implementing a style of play. But we'll see. Big up Brian anyway. We've got them soon, I think, in the league away from home. So yeah, I can't wait for them to pop us off the park. But yeah, man, let's talk about Chelsea still. Obviously, they went to Spurs yesterday. Spurs tried in the first half. And then second half they just got embarrassed. It could have been 4-5. I couldn't believe what I was seeing at the end. Kovacic was literally almost in front of the goalkeeper, deciding I'm going to shoot or I'm going to square it like it was 7-a-side football. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So. But yeah, big up Chelsea. I can't lie. They look good still. They look good. And you had them winning the league. So you must be feeling pretty good right now. I can't lie. What are you saying?
I'm not a betting man anymore. But if I was a betting man, I would have put a little score down on that. But I'm not a betting man.
I think Rash had 3-0 for that one as well.
I think Rash got that spot on, I think.
Rash got that and the Arsenal.
I had, what did I have? I had 3-1. I had them.
Man, 3-1, super close.
Jeff had the Spurs win, the crazy one.
I don't know what Jeff saw. Maybe it was Harry Kane.
I said 2-0 Chelsea, so I'm calm still. But what's then?
Yeah, man. I think I had a 3-1. I had Kane, coming out, do the business. He's been hiding a bit. Apparently, Joel Matip from Liverpool's been in the box 12 times this season, and he's only played like 3 games. I think Kane's only been to the box 11 times in attacking threat. So that just shows you.
That's a good stat.
I think he's getting fed up. I think he's just like.
I think he's checked out.
Yeah, I think he's checked out. It's not the same. It's not the same Kane we saw in the Euros, banging goals. It's not the same Kane we saw, when it was announced that he's going to City before the end of the season. Doing the business. It's not the same Kane. No. It's not the same Kane. So it's a bit of a wild one, man. But it's Spurs, man. I was singing when I was watching it yesterday. It's Spurs, but we know this shit. It's Spurs, but we know. I was singing that yesterday because it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? And I did have Chelsea doing the business over them, man. I did have them scoring, and silly, man. Because Thiago and Rudiger and Chris, what's his name? Christian. Yeah, them three they held it down, man. You had Aspie on the right, you had Alonso on the left. Doing the business, man. You can't break that down. They only had 2 midfielders, man. What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? I'm telling you, people thought Tuchel's going to change that formation. I'm telling you, they can run with that formation to the end of the season and do the business. If that works for them, I can't see them. Because they've brought in, obviously, I cannot see them going back to a 4, whatever, 3-3, whatever it may be. I can't see it because it's working so perfectly. Having someone on the wing, doing the business on each wing, and you got your midfielders, and you've got the 2 guys on the wings coming into midfield. You're taking the piss. That's how it's meant to be done. Do you get what I'm saying? So, having said that, man, the boys to the business is just. It was a shame that Lukaku couldn't get a score sheet. It was good to see defenders score. I love it. I get a little that Harlem shake when they score. Do you know what I mean? I get a bit happy when defenders do the business, man, because they get overlooked all the time. Rudiger scoring that nice cut back from Werner. They all ran to Werner, man. Maybe they're trying to give him confidence because this guy's he's a sub now. You lost your position to Lukaku. You got Havertz on the left, and that's your 2 main positions. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get into the team, but it shows you how much strength and depth a team like Chelsea's got. Aspie played on the right. I swear they've got. Who else they got? Reece James. Obviously, he's going for a bad thing right now. He's got his medal stolen. He's got 2 strong medals, and unfortunately, he's not going to get them back. Maybe FIFA will give him another one. I don't know, but do you know what I'm saying? And then you got Chilwell on the left as well. You got Kante who came on, who scored a goal. He didn't want to. He didn't even know how to celebrate. Look at the guy, so humble. Bro. How could you not love him? Anyone's got a bad word to say about him? I want a one-on-one with you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all mad. It's all crazy in the dunya. But I'm sounding like a proper Chelsea fan here. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let me calm it down. But all in all, it was what I expected. But I expected more of attacking threat from Spurs as well because they still had Son, they still had a few guys, and Dele Alli. I feel like Dele Alli's checked out and all. I don't know what you boys think. I think
he's just finished.
Okay, but maybe he's finished then, because I was expecting a lot more from them. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. But that's my take on the game, man.
Yeah, I think obviously Dele Alli we've talked about before. He just looks like he's just finished. But Harry Kane I thought was dreadful. Very bad body language, which finally was actually picked up by the media afterwards for once. So fair play to him. But Rash, I was going to come to you on that one. Like, obviously, not only the Harry Kane thing, but the Chelsea thing. I think one guy I wanted to speak about was Thiago Silva. 36, going to be 37 soon, and I just think you still watch him now, and you're like, this guy's still a top.
Bruv, it's still top, bruv. Like him putting his body in the way to intercept shots on goal. Like you're thinking, like I know if I do that, like I'm finished. Like I'll probably throw my back out or something. You know what I'm trying to say? But my man saying he's doing it. He's competing at the highest levels, and he's being the best defender on the pitch at the same time whilst doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I think like he is like a gem signing for Chelsea, like since he's come, but you can't expect anything less. Yeah, he's had a brilliant career. Do you know what I'm saying? So why would he all of a sudden finish it on a low or finish it below par? Like, he's been consistent over the years, and at Chelsea, I think he's finally found like himself at Chelsea, because it's been a lot of good performances now. Like when he first came in, it was good for a little while, then it went a bit shaky. And then he's come back, and it seems like he's found exactly what he needs to do. He understands what the manager wants him to do. He can coordinate with his teammates. Him having Rudiger next to him as well. It's them two together, like they really work well, because Rudiger's got the speed and the pace, and he can cover and everything like that. Plus, he's aggressive. But Silva, he's got the knowledge. He's so intelligent. Do you know what I mean? In defense, I just think it's really good how he just can read the opposition's play as well. So yeah, man, he's been a gem signing for Chelsea.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. I know it was crazy because I was waiting to be the one to bring it up, because I haven't been on social media, so I didn't realize it was a point that everyone else had been seeing as well, or even talking about. But when Chelsea scored their third goal, the camera just like kind of like it went on Kane's face, yeah. And the look on his face was like, I don't know if you've ever been in a bad relationship, yeah, and like you've been with someone and you're just putting up with their shit, and a nice girl likes you, she likes you, and you dig her as well. But you say, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here. I better the devil, you know, in the yeah. And then you see her over there a couple months later, shining with some next guy. Next guy's doing well. You know what I'm trying to say? And you're just looking, and that you get that look on your face like, I'm here with this thing, and I could have just been over there, man. That's all I saw when I saw his face. I was like, oh, I've seen that face before. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it's terrible, man. He has checked out. And I said this, I said, like, it's going to be one of those things where mentally he's gone. And it's only a matter of time that his body's going to follow. Do you know what I mean? It's like a relationship. You check out of the relationship mentally a long time before you do physically. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think Harry Kane has gone out, but the physical has caught up real quick. He's saying, what he's looking at his team, is like, we're shit. I don't dig the tactics. We're shit. And I could have been at City making cream. I'm done. And he's done. He's done. You can tell. It's written all over his face.
Bro, he's taking the drop into midfield though too far though. Like, he was taking it too far.
It's like he's saying, I'm not scoring any more goals.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm a midfielder. I'm not scoring no more goals.
Rash, I like your analogy today, though. I thought I'd only want to bring the analogy to the show. I'll be best with that.
It was all in his eyes, Jalil. I looked in his eyes and I was like, oh, I saw that. Yeah, that's my man. I remember that.
I did that.
Yeah. Nah, big up Kane though. Like, obviously, but like I said, I just feel like sometimes the way he was strolling back to midfield yesterday to get the ball, it was almost like, you know what, I can't be bothered to make the hard runs up top. Let me just stroll here in the middle, get the ball. If I get the ball, do a little pass, maybe a cheeky 40-yarder out wide, make everyone think, yeah, you know what, Karry Kane's doing bits, but really, I'm not doing anything at all. And but at least with him, I feel like it's more mentally he's out. But then I was looking at Dele Alli yesterday, and I was just like, bro, you're just done, man. You just need to leave the club.
It's like they must have like stock in his name, and that's why he gets games, because I don't know why he plays. I don't know why any top flight club would want him right now. I think he is a mid-table player. I think he should go to where he belongs. He's reached his peak a long time ago, and he just brings nothing to a game.
Why do you think so many English talents get hyped so young, and then by these ages of like 24, 25, it just stops? Like, I remember Ross Barkley was the same. He wasn't even better talent than Dele Alli, by 24, 25. No, who talks about Ross Barkley now? I'm like, to me, it seems like a consistent pattern with English players. Walcott, look how hyped he was. By like 25-ish at Arsenal, we knew he had a certain ceiling that the level we thought he could reach, he wasn't going to. And I just feel like people are starting to say that's beginning to happen with James Maddison. Because at Leicester now, he's not really been doing it for a little while. And I don't know why it happens to English players. So, but hopefully with like a Jude Bellingham, hopefully he can break that with a Foden again. Because obviously
he's abroad. So
yeah,
it'll work different.
Maybe that's part of the reason why. And obviously Sancho's now come back, so he's got to face that same energy, innit?
You can see it already with like the answer is probably media, innit? Like that's probably why. Like Dele Alli though was exceptional like 3-4 years ago. Probably started feeling himself a bit too much. Probably isn't enough protection because the media like they hype you up so much, so you start believing the hype, and then before you know it, you're here. You got Chicago dreads, and it looks more dumb because it just looks more dumb because you're playing so bad. Like, and I knew you with short hair, so I'm just looking at like, brother, what's this guy doing? Like, what's happening? Like,
the worst thing about his dreads is that he's got some blue ones as well. It's just
mad.
like, bro, what are you doing?
Join the trip since he got robbed.
He wants to be a model. He wants to be a model, man.
You go from Real Madrid like links to now. I don't even like at the moment. I don't even know what his quality is. Before it was goals. Like he was like a good attacking midfielder. Like he looked like he had like a Lampard like air about him. Like just arrives in the box and scores.
That's what they were comparing him to.
He couldn't walk into Brentford now.
You could even just by you picking that club shows you how low his stock is at the moment. I don't even know how you get out of that. Like personally,
I don't know, man. Sometimes we've said it before. Like when you get in such a rotten patch, sometimes you never ever get out of it. To be honest,
yeah,
he might need a change of league. Let alone
maybe France or something.
Maybe France or something.
You don't think he'll fit into like an Everton kind of what Sigurdsson or Rodriguez was doing last season? I thought Everton would be perfect for him to play attacking mid. No, you don't think
Everton's the same level.
So not now.
Oh, okay.
The thing is that they've got players who are like him, but the thing is, those players that are like him are better than him. So, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just like, who would he really replace in those positions? I mean, Sigurdsson's a bit, to me, he's been hanging on for a little bit too long, but even him, he can pull it out of the bag more times than Dele does.
Yeah,
he's got a thing in it, like. But yeah, the media is like it's dangerous, man. Because even like Sancho coming back, it's realistically what 4 or 5 games that have been played.
4 things.
Yeah,
he started what 1 Premier League game or 2.
One.
And like people are on his neck, like, it's wild. But yeah, like when you're 21 and like you were kind of sheltered being in Germany because you were killing it and you're in Germany. So English media ain't really on you like that. But now you're here, you've been bought as this marquee signing. Everyone's on your neck. Like they expect him to be like Messi or Ronaldo. Like this guy's got to hit the ground running. And already like the media's ripping him.
How old is he?
People are on him. 21.
25. Oh no, Sancho's 21. So I thought you were talking about Dele Alli.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say if he was a bit older, how much did they pay for him? 70?
23.
Yeah, with that kind of money, I would expect results straight away. Personally, that's just me.
Yeah, I hear you for the money.
Straight away. Coming from whatever league, you could be a youngster. You could be Pepe that we expected from Pepe. Pepe did do okay, but with that kind of money, but 21 years old, you're still very young. Like that's maybe where people should understand age. Do you know what I mean? Like 21, he's still learning. It's not like he's perfected himself. He's not that guy to perfect himself. So I understand why we should give him leeway. But for another player, if you're 25 and upwards, I would have to get on to you, man. But Sancho does deserve leeway.
I can't even say that. Like if you played 450 minutes of football, if even that, like Sancho hasn't because he's come off the bench. He might have played 100. He might have played 2 games worth of football in 5 games. And we see Messi, like people on Messi's head.
Hard.
Like, it's funny though, it's jokes. Like, it's just like, all right, yeah, this does you guys just don't make sense though, because
Ronaldo fans.
Yeah, but it's
Messi was gaming yesterday.
Yeah, I could be 30, I could be 34. Like Messi's 34. I'm still moving to another league. I went from being the hub of Barcelona for probably the best part of 15 years, 12, 13 years, where you're the main man.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to PSG where I have to like reacclimate myself. There's man with egos there. Neymar's gone back to what he was when he first joined Barcelona. Like, it's gonna take a while for it to gel. Like, it's like almost even if I'm the best player ever, which I believe Messi is, it's gonna take 3-4 months before that team clicks. Like, it's not gonna happen in 4 or 5 games. It just can't.
Yeah. Jeff, the argument is, why is CR7 doing it at a team that we know for a fact is not there yet, but Messi is not?
He knows. That's an easy answer. He's been here before.
That's an easy answer.
True.
Like, there's that, and Ronaldo finishes the chances. Messi creates and finishes the chances. It's different.
Yeah, okay. and plus, and also I feel like the ego thing is important, because I feel like at United, everyone there in one way or another is either in awe or respects Ronaldo, where they're like, you know what, I delegate to him. But Neymar kind of does that PSG. When I was watching the game yesterday, he was like, you know what, I need to find Messi.
You did.
But Mbappe on the other hand, Mbappe's got no interest in feeding these men.
He wants the headlines.
He's like, I'm playing for myself. Like,
he's seeing this as an opportunity to play with the top two, Neymar and Messi, and prove he's better. The tabloids will go crazy. He's outshining these.
It's actually a big, like, I think that's not a good thing to do. Like, what you like, because what I thought I liked about Mbappe is he looked like a humble kid who, like, he was getting better. Like, he was embracing being the young guy, but it's like, all right, he'll take his time. But just, I don't know what it, because there's all those stories of like when it was the Euros, so he's feeling himself arguing with Giroud. I was like, oh, it's just noise. But just the way he's started this season, like, it's good on one side because like you want to be ruthless. I get it, but what you should be doing is trying to soak up some game from Messi as well as Neymar. Like, I get that you might feel you're bigger than Neymar, which maybe he is as like a name at PSG, like, but Neymar's still better, like ability wise. Messi can still teach you a lot of things. So a lot of times when you're just trying to shoot when there's a clear pass on, like, I expect that to change soon, like, because that can't continue.
Nah, exactly. And I think that's part of the reason why Ronaldo, as Jeff said, Ronaldo's the finisher. Messi still plays a huge part in the creation of it. And at Barca, he was the hub, man. Every time anyone looks up, the first person they look for is Messi. At PSG, these men ain't doing that still. Apart from Neymar, these men are thinking, usually, they're more used to, oh, yeah, I look up, where's Neymar? Not, where's Messi? So it'll take a little bit of time, but we know how the game is. For now, the trolling will be there. He got subbed off.
Jokes, though.
He looked like he was going to kill Pochettino. Pochettino looked like he shit himself when he saw Messi didn't shake his hand.
Do you know what it was? It was this when he walked off. He was saying that it's all good. Messi is like this. We'll see, pussy.
Yeah, we'll see.
And they did see. Yeah. My man scored.
He's gonna take out his frustration on City, boy.
His face the other day was just like,
I can't wait for that game next week. PSG City. Yeah, and that's gonna be a proper game.
You're gonna see him have a conversation with Poch. Like, Poch, what can you do? What can you do, guys? What can you do? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? You still need me.
Yeah, well, obviously, as Rash says here, big up everyone in the building. Make sure to smash the like, subscribe if you're new. I saw this actually the other day from YL saying Chelsea and Liverpool have identical results and identical scores, but media are all gassing over Chelsea, and we do things in silence. I mean, that is a good point. I mean, Liverpool won 3-0 against Palace, very convincing win. Mane, as I said, 100 goals for Liverpool. Salah bagging again. Naby Keita, very nice volley. They're going under the radar. Like I said, I've said this before. I think we all had them finishing either third or fourth. I think that was mainly because of the squad, not the first 11. But has anything at the start of the season changed any one of our minds in terms of, in fact, first of all, let's touch on Mane actually, because Mane is an interesting one. Because obviously Salah recently has been getting applauded, rightfully so, because he got 100 Prem goals. But when we look back at things, if I was to say Mane top 10 Premier League winger, what's the instant reaction for you guys? Yes, no? Does he need to do a bit more? What do you guys think?
Top what? Top what?
Top 10 Premier League winger ever.
Oh, winger.
Yeah, winger. When I say that, what's the instant reaction you have? You're like, oh, yeah.
I always hear people. Yeah, go on, man.
No, you go.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, I always hear people's argument. I always have to do my research first and have a debate, because I give people that respect. Someone's not gonna just shout something crazy like that at me. I'm gonna be like, you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? I will have to hear what you have to say first. The same thing with, like, I know it's a bit off topic, but same thing with Salah being classed as Africa's best player ever, one of the best African players, to come out of Africa. For that, there's an argument to be had. There is an argument to be had. But I'll still say no, but I will listen to whoever wants to debate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think well said. I think, Salah's not the best African player ever, but if you want to say he's one of the best, then definitely I have to hear that argument. I think it's hard for me to get above Yaya and Eto'o, but
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And but Rash, what do you think about Mane? You think top 10 winger in the Prem? You think he's got a shout for it to be in it, or you want to see him do a bit more? You think?
No, I think Mane's got a shout to be in it. He's definitely got a shout. Like he's not performing like the Mane, the top Mane that we know about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But someone who can, not be at his best, and I don't know what it is, because it's not like he's not still quality. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like he's not. Like when you go to a park and you're like the best in the park that you're playing against, so you don't try so hard because you just expect things to work.
Yeah,
it's like that. Like he does, he can still play good because you see it, but it's just like you just lose the ball a lot and the things you try don't come off a lot. But then you'll have games like he just did, and a lot will come off for him, and he will score goals, he will set up goals. Do you understand? And he's got that in his locker, so he's definitely got a shout to be one of them, because over the years, the last five or so years, he's been a name that's been always mentioned as the top player, whether it's in goal scoring and challenging for the golden boot, or whether it's for assist and just being a top quality player. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So of course he's definitely got a shout in there. I think Liverpool are doing well, and I think the reason why they're not really getting as much attention from the media as Chelsea are is because Chelsea are still a team that's recently been put together again. To me, they've got a lot of players that's needed to gel together that were expensive, got a lot of expectation on them, got a new manager. They just got off the backs of winning the Champions League. They're on a roll. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people are saying, okay, that's the high of the new manager. Is it over now? Can you continue that? And they are. So, they've got something to talk about. With Liverpool, it's kind of like, we've seen your best. We know what you can do. You haven't introduced nothing really new to your game. All right, so you had like a shit mid-season last season. You're doing well, but you're just you. We know about you right now. We need to focus on what's exciting us, and what is exciting us is this type of football that Tuchel's letting Chelsea play, the type of players that are there, and the fact that they're finding their form finally, a lot of them, especially Havertz actually. I'm glad that he's starting to play like the player that we know he can. Having Lukaku in the squad leading the line as well is always a danger, always something to watch. Everyone wants to know, okay, who's going to be scoring more, Kane or Lukaku? That's a conversation now. Do you know what I mean? So it's exciting. People want to see it. It's entertaining football, and they're doing bits. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. And like Jalil said, these guys are strong contenders for the title.
Yeah, I think right now the top four is I think the top four is set in terms of who's going to finish in the top four, but the order's wide open, I think, because if Liverpool don't get injuries, they've got as much of a chance as anyone else, I think, because they're very solid at the back. But I mean, Jeff, like just finishing up on Liverpool there. Obviously, what do you have you changed at all? 5 games in now, Liverpool. Or do you still think Chelsea and City are just that little bit still ahead of them?
Yeah, it's too early to say that I changed my mind on it. I think if it hits like a November or something, and Liverpool, actually, I think they'll do well until December. It's when Mane and Salah go to African Cup of Nations, then we'll see if they're good enough. Like apparently, they only miss one game, best case scenario, if with the African Cup of Nations.
Best case,
But
yeah.
yeah, best case, but we don't know. So if you lose Mane or Salah, you lose goals, you lose assists, you just lose overall goal involvements. So I can't say I like changed my mind yet. The pivotal period to me is when it gets to December, January, that New Year, Christmas period.
Yeah.
If they handle that well without them for however long it may be, then maybe we could have a different chat. But like as of right now, like I don't think, I think it's all like wide open. Like, I think it's some teams have shown some really, really good things like Chelsea, but Chelsea got City on Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a test.
That's a
So
test.
they've answered their test so far. That's their biggest one though. So we'll see
But
what you
for
can
who?
do.
Who's it a test for these days? I mean, see,
Exactly.
you weren't too
Both.
convincing the other day.
Yeah,
Both.
and that's
It's a test for both.
and that's the thing. Because City, I just realized they've got Chelsea away this Saturday. Week after that, they've got Liverpool away.
They got a tough run coming up.
They got a tough run coming up. So if City, let's say they lost to Chelsea away and then they lost to Liverpool away, both not impossible. They might not happen, but not impossible. If Chelsea were to win, then Man City all of a sudden find themselves like 8 points behind Chelsea.
Could happen.
You don't want to find yourself 8 points behind after such a short period of time because then the pressure's on. So, but yeah, if we're gonna talk about City, 0-0 against Southampton at home, I can't lie. I feel like they got a bit lucky as well because I feel like Southampton should have had a pen. I don't get why that one wasn't given against Kyle Walker. I thought that was a penalty. I was surprised that was overturned. I'll be honest. And then you're looking at them losing at home. So what are we saying about City? Like, because obviously no goals against Tottenham, no goals against Southampton, and then obviously you had the two 5-0 victories against Norwich and Arsenal in between, which kind of overshadowed things. But yeah, where are we at with City? Because most people said they would win the league. They were favourites. Do we still feel as confident with them, especially going to Chelsea this weekend? What are you saying, Juno?
Yeah, man. Good question. I'm not. I mean, if our City fans and our City as a team as a whole, I won't be worried. These kind of blips are going to happen. You know, losing to Spurs the beginning of the season. This shit happens, man. This shit happens. Like that's why even when Jeff said, Spurs are going to beat Chelsea 1-0, you weren't like it wasn't crazy because Chelsea can do it, and because of what they done to City. So with City, I wouldn't be worried, man. And Southampton, they defended really well. Should they have had a pen? 100% they should have, man. Kyle Walker just went into the back of him. I don't understand how he didn't win the ball and touch the ball. He got the man down, like off balance, put him out. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, they got lucky, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to keep it nice and short, man. Southampton played well, man. They defended really well. They understood the assignment for a team like City coming there. But again, with City, these things happen. You're going to hit these brick walls. But your next game, you're going to come in hard anyway. So, yeah, it'll be a good. I can't wait to see Chelsea versus City. I know we'll touch on that on the prediction show, but that's probably one of my favorite games. Going to watch. We're going to see a good defense like Diaz and Laporte and them, man. There against your Havertz, your Lukaku and that. So it'll be juicy. It'll be a good one to watch. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm looking forward to that game because it's going to be a real tactical test. Two teams who keep the ball very well. Champions League rematch final, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of subplots to it. But yeah, Rash, what are you telling me about City, man? Like that decision not to sign a striker, is it coming back to haunt them or is it still too early?
I think it's something that they need. I don't think they're doing too badly considering they don't have it. They didn't do it. They've got a lot of quality in their team. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be completely worried about them, but as the season goes on, it would be something that I think it's something that they probably need to sort out, and they probably will sort out by January, because as it gets colder, injuries start to happen, players need time off, strikers get hurt. They're gonna need to strengthen their bench and their front line, and so I don't think it's hurt them so much right now, because they was unlucky. They could have got a goal. You know what I mean? I think the offside was a bit tight. I think it was a bit of a liberty, to be honest. I've seen goals where the players were a bit ahead of more ahead than Raheem was, and it given not even looked at on VAR. So it's they were unlucky not to get the victory, but you just think they would steamroll Southampton, and they're just not looking convincing in regards to being able to finish off the job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being able to control the midfield as well as they used to. And I just think once they get that sorted out again, then they'll be all right again.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw a few people say that Saturday was one of the first games that Fernandinho started showing his age. I didn't see most of it, so if it was, then I don't think there's any shame in that for him, given how often he's playing at the age he is in such an important position for Man City. Because holding mid at Man City is not your classic holding mid. You got to put in a lot of work in there. You know what I'm saying, when you're playing with the likes of Gundogan, De Bruyne, them man are going the law. You got to put in a shift in there. But obviously, they're for very good tactics that enables you maybe to get less exposed sometimes. But yeah, I think City will definitely come back. But like Jeff, like first hunch, City going to Chelsea, like without giving any prediction away, who do you see as the better team right now? Would you say?
So who's the better team? It's Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be an interesting game. Tuchel's got they kind of got the drop on Pep in their last couple games, in it. So it's interesting to see. Yeah, the striker thing, I do think they need one. I think maybe we see them go back in for Kane in January. Maybe that's what Kane's doing it for. I don't know.
I think Kane shouldn't sign. He hasn't signed it again, has he? Because they were going to offer him a new contract, innit? Yeah,
No.
that's good. He shouldn't sign.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Well, I think until January, you might even see KDB as a false nine.
you might.
When he's fit. Because I still don't think he's fully fit yet, right? He's still
he's starting to come off the bench, but he's not fully fit now.
So that's a lot of the reason why I don't think even though he's a midfielder, he's a lot of the reason why they get dragged through games, because he's so good at like putting the ball in dangerous areas. You kind of have to score. It's a crime if you don't. So I can see him maybe even playing false nine. Like Jesus seems to like playing on the right. He seems to be better playing on the right, which is weird because he's a poacher. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think De Bruyne false nine could be what we start to see, and you still got Grealish. Maybe he goes into like KDB's position. Maybe Sterling plays. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to January and you see an offer for Kane and Spurs accept it. Because, we kind of spoken already. He look like he's checked out. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, innit? Like, when it hits January, we'll see or up to January, see if he suddenly checks back in or if he's permanently like, I don't care about this club until he gets the move he wants.
Yeah, because I feel like with the Kane one, I feel like all three parties are just losers. City needed a striker, he needed to leave, and even for them, they could have done without 150 million. Let's not lie.
I think it's foolish.
Investment.
It's foolish. You should Kane is their best player for sure, clear. But if I get offered 150 mil for a guy who probably misses 9-10 games a season sometimes, why not reinvest and try and move it away from depending on the guy so much? You can make Son your main guy. You can get a decent striker for 40-50 mil. You could have maybe chased down that Lautaro Martinez issue a bit more, offered a bit more money, and spread out that money across the team. Now you're stuck with a player who doesn't want to play. In the past 2 games, it's looked bad, man. Like he's not even moving like that. He's just chilling out. It's like, you know what? I'm just here by the man. It's like he's just like he's on a. It's like he's got a jail sentence, and he's just like, you know what? I've got 2 years left, man. You just ride this out.
Yeah, that's literally. It's mad to say, but it literally looks like it's got to like that, which is, yeah, man. I said that they should have sold him. Go on, Jalo.
Yeah, so you know, something I've read up on why Kane potentially might be staying is based on brand deals and stuff for Spurs. Like a lot of we know how it works, isn't it? A lot of brand deals come in because of certain players they want to wear or want to promote and stuff. And a lot of obviously, if you're an English brand, you're gonna come in. You want it's Kane. You want to promote that kind of stuff, isn't it? So I think that's probably why it might be a money issue. And he knows that. Oh, you're using my money to keep me here. Well, using yourselves to get money to keep me here, which is kind of down on him as well. He could be sad because of it as well, saying, okay, they don't really care about my future. They don't care about my progression. They just want money. So that could be one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all a bit mad. Let me read some of the comments. Big up Leon Simmons, my guy in the chat, saying Chelsea Liverpool season, Man United aren't in this convo. Depth might end up being the difference between Chelsea and Liverpool winning, in my opinion. Yeah, you know what? It could be. Depth is definitely going to play a huge factor. Jeff made a good point of bringing up the Christmas period. We know what that's like. You play like 3 games in like 6-7 days. So you go do some rotation then, or people are getting injured. It's just that simple. And depending on the games you play, if Liverpool have a tough run over that period, you can't really rotate, and then you're looking at tired players. So yeah, it's sticky one still. But listen, we got about 10 minutes to go. So let's finish off with the Burnley Arsenal game. So yeah, 1-0, good free kick from Odegaard, getting the job done. I thought Arsenal were quite well defensively. Gabriel, I thought was good. I thought Ramsdale was good. I got to big him up because I thought he caught a lot of things that I was surprised he caught in the air. So he was very good. I thought going forward, though, Arsenal were pretty bad. A lot of bad passing from everybody. Pepe, Aubameyang, Saka, etc. So Jalil, obviously 2 1-0 wins in a row. Like, you see more positives than negatives after that last victory for Arsenal?
Yeah, I always say the positives, man. I always say the positive. But let me start off on a negative first, man. You know, I used to always have these debates with Arsenal fans, you know, on socials and that. What is Mikel's playing style, man? What is it? And only till yesterday, I understood why they say it. It's because we lose the ball. We don't attack. And to a lot of fans, all they care about is attacking. And when you see the playing style for defence, what they have to do in defence, you know, you've got Partey cleaning up, you've got this, you've got Gabriel winning your headers, you've got Ramsdale coming for the big balls in there and catching them. We ain't seen that kind of stuff. So when you see that to me is also a playing style. But from now on, when we have these kind of debates, I just want, like, you know, these Arsenal fans I'm debating to say, what is our attacking playing style? Because that's what they really mean, if that makes sense. And yesterday, unfortunately, I didn't see that, man. There wasn't much to go upon, if that makes sense, man. Unfortunately, Xhaka was losing it quite a bit, which is not good to see. Tierney crossing the balls into the box. I was having a debate again about him. I know I keep bringing him up, guys. I'll keep sound like a broken record, but you put good balls into the box and then you say, "Oh, it's because of the attacking players that he's not getting it." But you've got to read into who you're crossing the ball into the box. The only person that can head of the box really is Aubameyang, if that makes sense. When you're putting these balls into the box, he keeps his head down. He runs like he doesn't play football. He runs and beats a man and crosses it in. Who asked you to do that? Play football, play Arsenal way. Get into it and then pass it into the box. Like, let's go one of these tap-ins, like how we used to do. But every time he gets the ball, he'll put his head down, run, and then cooks it in. Every single time. And he got criticised. Finally, pundits are seeing it. Finally, people are talking about it on Sky on a match of the day. Do you know what I mean? People are now seeing it. Like, what are you doing? Like, defend first and then do the business. Do you know what I mean? Pass it in, stop crossing into the box and saying blame on the strikers, they're not getting to it. You're crossing stupid balls, bruv. Like, play it on someone's feet, man. Let's be real. Having said that, he defended well. He done the business, man. He done the business defense. He could have done a bit better, but I say that quite a lot to a lot of people. Ben White could have done a bit better as well. Almost cost us with that, you know, pass back to my man. But yeah, all in all, man, we ain't attacking threat. We ain't got no attacking threat. I don't know where it's gonna come from. We have to get lucky, and that was a beautiful free kick from Odegaard. But we can elaborate on all the other players once we get into. And yeah, again, people thought we were gonna get dealt with because we had some big beast and Ben White there. He's not gonna handle himself. He can't handle himself. But you're forgetting, it's not just Ben White in defence. Gabriel's there as well. You need to chill out. You need to chill out. And that's me, man.
Yeah. Now, Gabriel was class. He put his body on the line. Yeah, that Chris Wood fella. He's always trying to rough people up. But, yeah, man, obviously, Rash, I know you got to jump off. But before you do, your quick send on the Arsenal game, man. Like, what did you make of it? And, what did you come out with your main thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Jalil. It's going forward, you just think, what's going on? Like you've got the players there. I don't know why they're not gelling. They do lose the ball a lot. They do play the ball wide a lot. They do make a lot of bad decisions. Do you know what I mean? Take the shot when they should have pass the ball just behind man off, too far wide, losing it, and then a counter attack happens. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, in that second half, Arsenal were under pressure. They had a good first half against Burnley, but when in the second half, it became quite difficult for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? And they were pinned back for big portions of the time. So I think if they don't sort out the outlet, which is the attack, they're just gonna bring on the trouble back onto themselves. Now I get what Arteta's doing, which is good. You're trying to build a good foundation, learn how not to lose. Do you know what I mean? How to keep clean sheets, how to get the back line working together, especially with Ramsdale goal having a sick game as well. I'll be worried if I was Leno, because I don't think we're gonna see him for a little while. I'm not even gonna lie. We might see him in the cup match, but I don't think we're gonna see him in a little while, because you don't spend that much money on a B keeper for one, to be a sub keeper, and for two, when he's pulling off performances the way that he is, I just think I think Arteta was gonna break him in slowly, but I think he's realized, hold on, my man's ready. Do you know what I mean? So Leno might not get another game into a cup match, to be honest. But yeah, with Arsenal, it's like, it's weird. I just don't expect much, and I don't get much. I think Smith Rowe is having a poor streak as well. He's having like he's not playing well. You know what I mean? He's having opportunities, but the decisions he's making with those opportunities is not what he would have been doing last season. Or, do you know what I mean? Because before you were saying he's such an intelligent player with what he's doing, but some of the decisions that he's making is just off, and you're just like, oh, is it because you're not playing that Odegaard role? Is you don't like the position where you are on? Like, what's going on? But at the same time, you played in those positions too, and you've done well there. So something's going on. Arsenal just making it. Do you know what I mean? Just making it. But it's good. It's a turnaround. You're getting points on the board. Do you know what I mean? You're keeping clean sheets. You're not looking convincing going forward, but you're looking a bit harder to break down. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they're doing all right. They're plodding along. Do you know what I mean? And I think if they win their next game, they won't be mocked so much for a little while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously we know what the next game is. It's Spurs at the Emirates on Sunday. So yeah, obviously before you go dip out, how you feeling for that game? You feeling good, or what you say?
Well, how can I describe it? I'm just not going to describe it. It's just two shit clubs playing against each other, innit? Anyone can have it, but I think Arsenal have that little bit more. I think they just right now they're in a bad situation, but I don't think their woes mentally are as bad as Spurs right now. So I think they'll be mentally tuned into the game a lot more than Spurs will be. Whether that means they'll win or not, I don't know. Take what you want from that. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I never think Arsenal 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that'll be a great result for Arsenal if they did that. Funny enough, I think if Arsenal were to get that result, would be same points and maybe even ahead of Spurs with goal difference, which just goes to show a month ago or less Spurs were top of the league and we were bottom. So goes to show things can change very, very quickly in the Premier League. But yeah, man, obviously before I go on to Jeff, obviously Rash has got to dip out. So
no player ratings, Rash.
But I gotta go, man. Got responsibilities.
I hear you.
It's cool. Don't worry, Rash. We're back on Wednesday anyway, so don't watch that, bro. But yeah, man, go do your thing.
Yeah, man. Thanks, my guys. Take care, yeah. Have a good one.
Peace.
Salam.
Peace. But yeah, Jeff, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if you want to go straight into player ratings or you even want to talk. Is there anything you really want to say about Arsenal straight player rating, man? What are you saying?
I think like in terms of like the ball retention and stuff, I think this is what's gonna happen, man. We got a youthful team, very young, so it's just gonna be a lot of teeth pulling moments where like the ball's just being given away just cheaply. Like you can see that some of these young players are burnt out a bit. Maybe it's just too much football, and there's a lot of responsibility on them. There's not too many people who can really come in and take their place. So you're gonna have to play. So I think like Odegaard coming in has helped because that's one of the things he's good at. Keeping the ball, keeping things ticking. Partey getting fit is another good thing. But yeah, we're gonna have these moments in the season where sometimes it's gonna look really, really good, and it may be like signs of the old Arsenal, people might say. And then you're gonna get moments like these games where we might grind out a result, but it's not gonna be nice to watch.
Yeah, I think you literally described it perfectly. And we're gonna get into the player ratings in terms of some of the young players because I think you've called it out. Obviously, specifically Saka, I thought he was very bad at the weekend. And it's interesting because I've seen some reports saying that Atletico Madrid are interested, and Juventus are interested in buying Saka. And apparently Arsenal won't consider anything less than 43 million. I don't know how, obviously, media reports, so there's probably a lot of lies behind that. But yeah, I think in the summer, Saka's got 2 years left on his contract, so it's another interesting situation we're going to find ourselves in.
They're trying to tie it up now, I think.
Yeah. So I reckon if I was them, I'll be doing that. If you want to keep the value of the asset, secure that contract now. But yeah, man, let's get into player ratings before we wrap it up. Jalil, Ramsdale, what are you saying? What are you giving him?
You can hold it 8. I think you deserve a 9-10 when you come up against your Lukaku's, your Kane's, your Ronaldo's, or if you want to go outside of the league, your Benzema's, like if we ever get there. But your top strikers is when you value that. Not Chris. I'm not going to give you higher than 8 for Chris Wood, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense. But I thought he was very good, like
very good,
commanding. I thought, and even the one where he saved Ben White, it was a good tackle. It was a good tackle. So yeah, there was. But big up to him, man. He's doing well at the moment. Jeff, Tomiyasu on the right back.
Another decent display. Like what I see, like it's pretty physical, tall, quite strong, quite quick. Probably go over 6. Decent display.
Yeah, I thought again he was decent. Though did his job well. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good as well. I'll do Ben White and Jeff in Rash's absence. So I'll give Ben White. I thought he was probably the weakest of our defenders in terms of the actual defending. I think he wasn't overly exposed, but I did think there were times he was a bit shaky. The back pass obviously was a bit mad, if we're being honest. But 1-0 away to Burnley. Do I kill you? I was thinking of maybe giving him a 5, but I might allow him giving him a 6 and give him a 6 today because he did get a clean sheet. He didn't get bullied like people thought he would. So I'll give him a 6. Yeah. Jalil, what are you saying, Gabriel?
Yeah, for me, Gabriel also gets an 8. For me, it was a toss-up between him and Ramsdale, man of the match. Again, I can't give you. I mean, obviously, we're expecting to get battered. Obviously, not battered, but pressured hard. But Gabriel just handled every single thing, man. He's very young as well, so it's quite amazing to see. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but yeah, I really like the kid, man. But he can hold an 8 as well. Again, you go up to a 9, 10 for a clean sheet when you go home against your Ronaldo's, these bad boys, City, all these guys. So yeah, he can hold an 8, man.
Yeah, 8 for Gabriel. And Jeff, what are you saying? And Jalil's left back, Tierney.
Jalil's left back.
I don't think he did badly. I think similar to that Tommy yesterday. Some of the crosses, agrees, not great, but defensively, which is what he was getting stick for recently, it was good. So probably go over 6 too. That wasn't a bad display.
Yeah, agree with that.
Would have said 7, but
okay.
When you do your defensive work and then you're one of the better defenders, because if Gabriel can get an 8 and he's playing next to him, he also had a lot of work to do. The attacking thing, I'm not going to rate him on attacking thing because I don't think he's good at attacking anyway. Maybe last season he was against West Brom, but that's West Brom, bro. Let's be real. But defensive wise, if I'm criticizing you all season, if you do a good display like that and you don't get ripped like I expect you to, then yeah, man, I think 7 is okay. But we go over 6, man. That's what Jeff wants to go with, man.
Yeah, he could have got 7. Don't get me wrong, but I think 7, either or, minimum 6, of course. Like you said, clean sheet away to Burnley. It's not an easy thing, even though they are struggling this season. But yeah, I'll do Partey quick. I thought Partey was actually quite decent in this game. I felt he helped the centre backs a lot. Actually, sometimes with crosses, he was actually finding himself in the box, clearing it. I thought he was quite good with his passing as well. Still lacks some match sharpness, but hopefully he'll get there. But I was quite happy with him. I thought, given he only had Odegaard and Smith Rowe, so not much help in the middle, I think a 7. I'm not mad to give him a 7. I think, he can hold that today. Jalil, what did you make of Odegaard though? What would you give him?
Odegaard gets a 7 for me. I really like his. See, now when we talk about captains, that to me, the way he plays and demands the ball and how he presses everyone, he's he's an attacking midfielder and he's telling defenders how to step and when to come and stuff like that. Don't make sense to me. But if I don't really like attackers being captains. But if I was to give a captain to an attacker in our team, that would be Odegaard, man. He demands the ball. He wasn't scared to get the ball in tight areas. He was trying to make stuff happen. Unfortunately, the end products, which is obviously the people who plays it to, Pepe, Saka, and Aubameyang up top, they weren't finishing their dinner, man. And that free kick, man, I would normally give a 6 for, when we don't score or something or nothing like that. He had to go up to a 7 because of that free kick. Do you get what I'm saying? He scored. He's the reason why we won. Let's be real.
Yeah. No, 100%. I hear that. And then Smith Rowe, Jeff, what are you telling me, Smith Rowe?
Yeah, I think he struggled a bit in this game. Again, he's a good player. There's little bright sparks here and there, but overall, wasn't his finest game. Probably give him a 5 overall.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, I think it's fair. I think we probably only got a 5 because we won. If we drawn or lost, you could have been looking at a 4. I'll do Pepe again. I'll give him a 5. I thought some of his running intent was good, but his final ball was very, very bad. And that's the type of thing that this is why we get onto him, because the things that he should be patterning and he still hasn't done it yet. And it's a shame, but because you see the ability that he has, but he's just not doing it consistently at the moment, which is a shame. But 5, I think it's fair. The attacker's got to look at himself. The game should have been over if we had better final third passing. So Jalil, I'll give you Saka.
Saka can also get a 5 because if he didn't do that run, which was going nowhere, and got taken out, we would have got that free kick. He did drive into the right area. So although he wasn't the best yesterday, we kind of got to give him something, because let's say, for example, Tierney, who I criticise, for example, takes a corner and scores from the corner. You've got to give him his credit, regardless of how he did it, if he meant to do it or not. So he got us a free kick, which realistically won us the game. You've got to give him a 5.
Yeah, okay, 5. And then last but not least, Aubameyang, Jeff.
Probably a 5 as well. Wasn't the greatest game from him. What I was really expecting from that game is he'll probably get one chance. Will he score it or not? Because that kind of game you're playing against big strikers and not big defenders, not big strikers. Sorry, he's not the most physical of people, so I'm not expecting that from him. So I'm literally expecting one chance, one goal. But yeah, it wasn't a terrible display. But yeah, 5 just seems fitting.
Yeah, I think 5 is fair. I think he tried, to be fair. Some of his hold-up was better than usual. He just didn't get that last chance, and if he did, he would have and bagged it. He probably would have been looking at 7 or something like that. But that's the nature of the game. You gotta be clinical when you get there, and that's not just clinical when you finish it. You gotta be clinical in your passing too and effective, and we just weren't. So, but hopefully against Spurs, we'll touch on it later in the week. We can beat that, but yeah, we struggled attacking against Burnley for sure. But it's just one of those things. So I think that's it for the player ratings. And yeah, so it'll be a big win for Arsenal. Overall, yeah, I think we've spoken about United's game, Chelsea's game, Liverpool's game, City's, and we even talked a little bit about Brighton as well in their game against Leicester. So it'll be interesting. There's some big games this weekend, obviously none bigger than Chelsea against Man City, North London derby. So we got a lot to look forward to this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we're going to be back on Wednesday as we always usually are with the debate shows. We need to decide what we got that cooking for you guys for then. Make sure you're smashing the likes, people. It's very important you smash the likes. It only takes a second. Make sure you do that. If you're new, subscribe and all that good stuff. But yeah, Wednesday, I'm sure as always, we'll come up with a good debate for you guys. So make sure to set your reminders for the channel, 6:30 Wednesday. Obviously, Rash is not here. He had to dip out. So he's not here to give his usual last message. But you know, the message from us, always consistent, love always wins. Make sure you're aware of all the oppression that's going on and you keep people in your thoughts and prayers and just try and be as good of a person as you can be as an individual each and every day, making yourself better. But yeah, that's it from us, people. We'll be back on Wednesday. Enjoy your Monday evenings and we're out. Peace and love. Peace.
Peace.